Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I am the Spiritual Director and Founding Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to become a member of our center, please contact me for more information. Today is Saturday, May 29th, 2021. And we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And the topic for this month of May has been Holy, Holy Uprising. The topic for today is Boldly Living a New Story. Some suggested books to read would be A New Design for Living by Ernest Holmes and See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of revolutionary love by Valerie Carr. Each week we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. This is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from May 31st, 2014. And just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. Today, I affirm consciously. As I center myself in this moment, I recognize that God is all there is, and joy fills my being. As I look around my world, the blessings are present and obvious. No matter the seeming appearances of events, I know that God remains absolute. The ever-constant presence is me. Everywhere I am in the presence of the presence. It is omnipresence. As I focus on sacred presence, the circumstances I may face are not faced alone. I take this moment to remember who and what I am, a manifestation of the divine here as me. I am made in the image and likeness of God, so I am divine love, peace, power, and perfection. Freedom is my birthright. Boundless, I dare to think big. I choose to feel worthy of good in all its forms. I am lifted, nurtured, and sustained by benevolence beyond my comprehension. In this consciousness, I remember to reach out and ask, how may I serve today? Confidently, I embrace this belief and joy fills my being. Today, I allow the day to be filled with wisdom and the remembering of God in everything. My gratitude expands. It is done. I let go, allowing its full fruition. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is. And that was submitted by Reverend Anne Ovokanis from Waterloo, Ontario. So as we do each week as well, let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statements together. Our purpose is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is further supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And at this time, I would like to once again truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching or to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you are on this Zoom call live or if you're watching a replay at another time. Please know that everyone is welcome here, and we value each and every one of you. And as I've mentioned each week, we are a philosophy that follows all the faith traditions. So it doesn't matter what path you have been on or currently are on, know that there is always this one energy that welcomes each and every one of us. So each and every one of you is welcome here at our center. Here at our center, we teach a philosophy, as I mentioned before, called the Science of Mind. And it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. We've already experienced one of these with our opening treatment. And as mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind teaching, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the Science of Mind teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And in the past, we have been doing this at a downtown Puerto Vallarta restaurant. But we are still required to wear masks when we are outside our home. So in the meantime, I continue to welcome you into my home. Mi casa es su casa. We look forward to once again having discussions afterwards and enjoying some home-style Mexican cooking at a local restaurant. And with more and more tourists coming from the United States and Canada, as well as everywhere else here to Puerto Vallarta, we should see some of the requirements for social gatherings to lift once again. So once that time has arrived, we will post it on our website as well as Facebook and mentioning it here in a week or two prior so that you'll all be informed when and where to meet in person. So hopefully we will see each other again in person soon. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, you can either post them here online, wherever you are watching this, or send me a direct message and I'll be sure to respond. So let's get started. Our evolutionary vision from the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision for this week is this. We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. And our timeless wisdom from our Science of Mind principles or concepts and values for this week is this, the spiritual principle of spiritual beings. The one infinite reality is both transcendent and immanent. Individual human beings are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. This is our true nature. And as a leading edge spiritual organization, not the best kept secret, We are poised with the teaching and tools to take humanity into a new paradigm of consciousness. We're invited to demonstrate this in our lives, our centers, our communities, and in the greater world. And to do so, we must rise up. What stories about our individual and collective past do we continue to tell that, if we're honest, we know are not the most life-affirming stories? What if this Saturday, this week, we commit to changing the narrative? Imagine being so bold as to truly embody principle as author and not precedence. So I'd like to open today's discussion with this quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes. He says, "This is the story of your life. Just keep on knocking at the doorway of your consciousness until every no becomes a yes, every negation an affirmation, every fear a faith." And isn't that the way we should live our life always? In order for us to succeed, we have to do a lot of things by trial and error. And we're going to get a lot of no's and a lot of failures before we hit our success. The key is learning from the past and moving forward. The soul, being the seat of memory, already contains a record of everything that has happened to us. And these memories as a whole constitute the subjective tendency of the individual life. And this tendency can be changed through constant effort. Try again. Raymond Charles Barker said this: "Check your thinking of even the past hour. It will reveal where you stand in the hallways of mind." And that's from his book, The Power of Decision. So let's now look at our 3 key points for today. Number 1, we all have stories. Number 2, are we the herd or victim of our story? The hero or the victim of our stories? And number 3, boldly living a new story. So yes, we all have stories. All kinds of stories. Factual, fill-in-the-blank stories, make-believe stories, and stories about ourselves and stories about other people, whether we know these people or not. We can make up stories about people in line at the grocery store or the bank, on our Facebook pages, or people just walking past us through the park or on the street, on the sidewalk. We have stories, and we have plenty of them. For many years around this time of the year, I would find myself very angry and actually would need to stay away from socializing because it wasn't very nice to be around. I was noticing how my negative thoughts, words, and actions were affecting others around me, not only just me. Yet I couldn't quite put my finger on why I was behaving this way. I just knew I was angry. Then I found this teaching. And through my studies of the science of mind, some shadow work, and some self-care learning, I determined that I was thinking in victim mode. My first marriage was a very abusive and toxic relationship, and my wedding anniversary was May 16th. This year would have marked 40 years. In that time, I have learned so much about myself And I was finally able to let go of my fears, my hatred, my anger, and instead direct my feelings toward healing, self confidence, and spreading love, as well as this teaching. I changed my story from being a victim to being a survivor and living the life that I desired for myself. In 7,000 Ways to Think, Mark Nepo wrote this: in many ways, our stories are part of one story. Our pain is part of one pain. Our surprise at the beauty and fragility of life is part of our chorus of awe. So we are truly not alone. Each one of us has our story, and how similar many of them are. And we can all change our story. So are we the hero or victim of our stories? And you can think about it this way. Whenever our lives change, whether it's starting a new job or a new business, or trying to change a habit, perhaps leaving a relationship, or even burning the toast, we tell ourselves a story about it. We might be the hero, the victim, the wrongdoer, the innocent bystander, or the observer of our story. In our stories, we want to be the hero, but more often, we are the victim. And our stories involve not believing we are able to accomplish what we are set out to do. And that's where I ran into that problem of being so angry around my anniversary. I was hanging on to that victim story until I learned to become my own hero. Raymond Charles Barker said this in The Power of Decision: all creation starts with desire. God desired self-expression, and the cosmos was born. The desires of your heart are the possibilities that can be manifested in your experience. So yes, each of us can change our story to live the life that we desire. And so part of my change process, I had started a daily gratitude journal, as well as meditating and visualizing my life being happy, healthy, loving, lovable, all the things that I truly desired to be and to have. So I recommend partaking in the practice of gratitude for the life that you have lived, with all of the stories that you have created, honoring the lessons that were learned, and for the wonderful new life that's replacing the old. And this brings us to our third point: boldly living a new story. Boldly living a new story means that we have to give up a lot of what we have been telling ourselves most of our lives, that victimhood. And if we do this, then who are we if we aren't our stories of who we thought we were? If we give up on all of our attachments, our beliefs, and control of our stories, then who are we? And how do we create something new? And maybe it's not about having a bold new story, but instead remembering, just like the lilies of the fields, how they grow, they neither toil nor spin. From this place, you need not toil or spin or be anxious for a bold new story, but instead simply be here in the now. Enjoy life as you fully expressing who you are. Love at the core being of your essence. And here's another quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes in his book, This Thing Called You. Today, you are going to take your life in your own hands, realizing God is ever with you. Wherever you go, there you are. So, yes, we can get caught up in our day-to-day struggles and forget to give thanks for the gift of life that is allowing us to still be here as us. So give thanks for your past and all that you have become and experienced through life. Give thanks for the old story that you needed in the past and begin to embrace your new story now. The place where you can choose to create a bold new story and simply be fully present in the now. Commit to changing the old narrative and being so bold as to truly embody principle as author and not precedence. So, in other words, be who you are. You need not remember or bring forward your past, for it's already gone. But bring forward the memories that were good, the changes that you have accomplished from the lessons you have learned, knowing that you are the you that you were designed to be. Wonderful, magnificent, fruitful, loving, giving, beautiful person. So I'd like to leave you with this final quote from Fred Luskin from his book, Forgive for Good. If you can view your mind as your house, it can teach you to control how much space you rent to your wounds and grievances. You are the proprietor and you set the rent. So yes, it is time for our affirmation for today. So let's just go back to that screen. Today, I release my old story and behold the new me as the beloved. So now is our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And we rely on your support to continue our center here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We bless the financial gifts that you give today, and every donation is appreciated, whether it's $5 or $50 or just the cost of a cup of coffee. And donations can be made using PayPal through our website. And I'll just bring that up on the screen again for you. Our website is www.cslpv.org. And on our landing page, you'll see a Donate Now button. When you click on that, it will take you to PayPal, and then you can make your payment however you choose. Or if you would like to still write a paper check, you can do that and remit it to CSLPV, number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8N1. So as you go ahead and click on our website on the Donate Now button, or bring out your checkbook and pen, join me in saying our offertory affirmation, if you so choose. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So, if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist with any change, please connect with me. Or if you would like some help with some inner child work or getting in touch with journaling, gratitude, and changing your story, then please connect with me and we can arrange that. Also, if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that you can be sent the current forms. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace around us and beyond. And peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. And all of this is both towards other people and animals, as well as to ourselves. Remember to be kind to yourself. May peace and love be with you. Namaste.